Hello and welcome to Inside the Paint. Week 3 of the British Basketball League is up and running following Thursday's night's game that saw the Bristol Flyers travel to the Copper Box to take on the London Lions. And let's take a look at what happened. Well, both teams started strong, but it was Bristol who quickly developed a lead by capitalising on London's many turnovers. And the Flyers were flying high with great finishes in the paint and from the three-point line. And London started to bring it back in the second quarter, but Bristol was not going down without a fight, and the Lions finished the half leading 41-38. London cleaned up their act though in the third quarter while the Flyers struggled to finish, allowing the Lions to run up the score and finish the quarter with a 20-point lead. Bristol though, they refused to give up, cutting the Lions lead in half during the final quarter. But it was too little too late, and London once again showed their depth, winning the game 98-84 to make it 4 wins from 4 games. They are absolutely smashing it. So there you go, 98-84, the London Lions take the Bristol Flyers. And what a game it was, because actually, Josh Steele alongside me, we said at the start of this game, we really fancy Bristol, don't we? And then look at that, what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I always like the underdog, man, and they looked like they would coming out strong in the first half. They didn't back down, but it was that third quarter ultimately they didn't have enough steam to, carry on.
And that's the main thing, isn't it, Ovie, that we are seeing develop so quickly at the start of this season. The pattern of teams coming out quite hard and fast against the Lions, but the Lions actually just pulling it back and just showing their depth.
100%. I think these teams, whenever you typically look at the leader in the league, that is the recipe. My time in Spain, that was Real Madrid for us. So every single time when you go up against these guys, you're focused, you're locked in, and you're trying to have your big winner this season. Yeah. And Lions are going to have to know that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Lions absolutely flying high. It was a brilliant night for them. But there's lots going on, of course, in game week 3. And Friday night's doubleheader starts with Plymouth hosting Manchester. Both teams have lost their first 2 games and will be looking for a win. This is also Plymouth's first home game and Manchester's first game on the road. Former London Lion, Ovie Soko, of course, alongside me. What's your prediction for this one?
I got Manchester. I think Jamal Anderson, I think he's been playing really, really well. Unfortunately for both of these teams, they've both had to sort of match up against the top half of the league, so it'll be interesting to see who can sort of fire out and come out on top of this matchup.
Yeah, Manchester desperate to get that point. And of course, the Cheshire Phoenix, they'll travel to Newcastle for Friday's second game. Larry Austin Jr. is in for a reunion, and the now Newcastle Eagles point guard was a star player for Cheshire for 2 seasons, guiding them to the trophy title in the 2021-22 season and the final last year. How are they adjusting without him, though, Drew?
Well, it seems to be just fine, which is a surprise to everyone. The Cheshire Phoenix have been the surprise of the league. They come out the gate the first 2 games and said, hey, guys, don't forget about us. And so starting with their new guard, Aaron Ryan. So they're doing well out the gate.
And, Drew, what does he actually bring to Newcastle?
Who is that, Larry Austin?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, well, speed, quickness, defense, grit, everything that Newcastle is. We're a blue-collar town, and so he brings exactly that to Newcastle. So I know I'm happy to have him, and so is the new city of Newcastle.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Drew. And of course, we're in for another doubleheader on Saturday, starting with the Surrey Scorchers hosting the Sheffield Sharks at the Surrey Sports Park. We're joined in the studio, of course, by Surrey Scorcher. It's you, Josh Steele, and it's going to be a good one for you. You've had a week off. I mean, I'm shocked by the amount of rest that you've had. So it must mean you're in for a good game.
Yeah, a lot of rest, a lot of time for our guys to recover. Anyone who's banged up, feeling 100% now, and also a lot of time for us to prepare. We've had a week to focus on ourselves, and now also a week to look ahead at Sheffield, who we're playing this Saturday. And
what's that like? If you lose your first game, to regroup and to be able to come out and say, actually, you know what, we're better than this. We know where we need to be.
For sure. And I mean, it's early days in the season. The first game of the season doesn't define your season, whether you win or lose it. And it's always about the next game. So, that's what we've got in our head, and we're just focused on winning on Saturday.
Okay. Well, good luck to you guys. And to close that Saturday, it's the Leicester Riders. They'll travel to the SGS College Arena to take on the Bristol Flyers. And one of the greatest rivalries of last season as these 2 sides finished level on points in the championships. And is there a new favourite this year, or are they still pretty evenly evenly matched. Azania, Stewart, Todd Harris in the commentary box.
Yeah, I think this is a tough matchup. But, Leicester Riders, they lost their first game versus Cheshire and they wanted to bounce back and they got that win versus Plymouth.
But Bristol has so much experience now having traveled to the Copper Box. They didn't get the win, but I think they learned a lot about themselves and what they are capable of doing.
Yeah, they lost to London Lions, but then they've also lost to Newcastle. Those are probably top two teams in the league. And so play against them, they bounced back, they played hard. I think that's going to be a good game. I don't know who it's going to go to, the Riders or Bristol. You're just going to have to wait and see.
Oh, Azania, get off the fence. Give us that prediction. Our final doubleheader on Sunday will start with Cheshire Phoenix hosting the London Lions. And London's last road trip to the Northwest resulted in a big win of the season so far against Manchester. And I guess then, Ovie, should London be expecting a new challenge from that team?
I feel like London are going to have to, sort of step up to the challenge each week. And it's going to be something different. Some weeks it's going to be because of their opponents. Some weeks it's going to be because of the travel. And some weeks it's going to be themselves. So it'll be interesting what sort of challenge this game presents. But I have no doubts that the Cheshire Phoenix are going to come ready to play and ready to battle.
And Phoenix look good, don't they, Josh, at the minute?
Yeah, they're capable. I mean, they started the season shooting, they were unconscious behind the three-point line. And they're definitely going to want to go and give the same to Lions. Like Ovie said before, like everybody is going to go and give Lions their best. So, yeah, they're going to come in hoping they're firing just like the first game.
And I feel like Aaron Ryan might be up for this one as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think he just gets it done, man. That's the best way I can describe his game. So, he's fearless. So I think he's going to try and have a good one against the Lions.
Let's see how he goes. To close out week 3, the Plymouth City Patriots will take on the Sheffield Sharks. Now, Sheffield has a long road trip in store for them. And how they have to then, I guess, refocus after their Saturday game against Josh and the rest of the Scorchers, Azania.
I'm going to give you an answer and I'm going to say the Sharks are going to win this one, especially how Ramsey and Pipkins are playing. They are playing top-notch basketball. Beat the Cheshire Phoenix by 5 points. They look good, and especially those two players, they're playing very well.
Do you think the Sharks are a team that could give the London Lions a problem down the line?
Yeah, I do. We spoke about, early in the season, you're still learning each other, you're trying to gel. I really do think they can give them a run for their money, but I think they're going to beat the Plymouth Patriots.
Did you see that, Jeanette? She went on a limb and made a choice.
Thank you.
She did. She gave me an answer, and that's why we'll always be friends. Thank you very much, Azania. And remember, you can watch all of the games live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments. And we'll see you next week.